What's going on, everybody? CryptoSavy here with your daily Bitcoin and Litecoin update. The charts are getting very interesting. We could be going extremely bullish here, or we could be looking for the pullback. We'll take a look at what I think is going to happen and the areas to watch. Don't forget to leave your comment down in the comment section down below for your chance to win the free t-shirt. I will be picking the random comment from a video throughout the week tomorrow, so don't forget about that. And there's also down below in the description a free Discord group. Definitely check it out. It's totally free, guys. And let's get on with the video. All right, guys, as always, I want to start out by saying I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, nor is it investment advice. There is a disclaimer scrolling on the bottom. Read it. This is my opinion, not yours. All right, so looking at the fear and greed index, we are at 51. We dropped 3 points from yesterday. Still one more point towards greed than fear. So still in the medium. Like I said, I just like to look at that. I wouldn't judge anything off of it, but looking at the longs on Bitfinex, BitMEX, and Binance combined, the longs are at 65.24%. The shorts are at 34.76%. Bitfinex are still up. They dropped a little bit, but they're still crazy high. Let's look at the charts. I moved this. I adjusted this. I had this at 9,200. I went in a little bit closer into this and lined these two wicks up off the bottom here and cloned this line and put it up. Actually, we have tested this. I do believe a monthly close, we almost tested it. A monthly close above 90.80, I would say, is going to be very, very bullish, guys. If you look at what's going on here, as you can see in this formation, we had declining volume. We had our capitulation, broke up. Now we're declining volume again. I know a lot of people are calling for a lower low, which is possible. We will take a look at that. Let's go into the weekly. I want to take a second and show you guys this real quick before we do too much. Let's zoom in real quick and look at the EMAs. The EMAs have turned super bullish. We had talked about this weeks ago. After this 8 crossed, when the 13 was coming down, I said we needed a nice push up to avoid that, which we have gotten. We're above all the EMAs on the weekly chart as of right now. So that is pretty bullish, guys. Same thing. If we look at it, like I said, over in the monthly, this is more of a falling channel. And looking at it on the weekly, we could look at it as a falling wedge. But we're not showing breakout yet on the weekly. Not any breakup volume. It's still just declining. So I think I'm more reliant on that monthly falling channel than I am this. But we're still going to look at some targets here. Of course, you guys know I have my low down here at 5,400, which will be the 0.56 Fibonacci. As you can see, I have this 11.1 here. And the reason I have it there, I'm going to show you guys real quick. If we take a Fibonacci extension and go from the swing high to the swing low, which I've done here, and we zoom in, we've been talking about this. I'm just going to go into a little more detail. We hit the golden pocket zone, which is between the 0.618 and 0.65 perfectly. Now, if we were to do the same thing from this swing high to the swing low, if we've bottomed here, which I do think we have, then the 0.618 would be at the 11, around the 11 to 11.1, 11.2 range. And if what I believe could be happening, if that is the case, we may see something like this. Come up, hit that, get one more rejection before starting a bull run. You know, we could come all the way back down and correct to the 8,000. Just my opinion. We'll have to watch. I do daily updates, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. Tick the notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos. Smash those likes and leave your comments, guys. Not only can you win a free t-shirt, I love to read your comments and see what you guys are thinking. So, and it helps the channel out extremely. So if this was to happen and we got rejected, I would look for a retest of around the $8,000 range. And if we broke up from there and we took a measured move off of this orange symmetrical triangle and say we broke out there, that would get us up to around the 29,000. I also want to take a look at, like I said, we're going to look at Litecoin at the end and look at some very weird similarities in the daily, and Litecoin is showing what's going to happen in Bitcoin. In my opinion, we will keep an eye on it, but the measured move, like I said, would be up here. And if you looked at this as a channel, I just cloned this line and put it up here. Might be looking at that around August of 2020. But anyways, let's look at the weekly RSI now. So if we look at the RSI, as you guys know, I had this red line drawn here, which is support and resistance long term on the weekly RSI. We capitulated past it back in 2013. You can't see it on the Coinbase chart. Popped back above, got support, and remained bullish all the way to 2017 bull run. And 2018, we capitulated below it again, popped back above it, came back down, tested it for support. And if you guys been watching the channel, we've had this falling wedge drawn in here, which I said if we broke out, it was bullish. We broke out, retested it, and I cloned this bottom line, made a channel, said if we broke out and closed a weekly above it, which we had, it would be bullish. And we've been bullish ever since. So those that say TA doesn't work, it's crazy. Another thing, if you guys are trading this, we may be coming into some huge profitable trades here with what happens here, whether it be a short or a long. And that's the good thing about Bybit. Bybit and Prime XBT, you can make money by shorting the market, which means make money going down and make money longing going up. So if you guys are interested in checking that out, I'll leave a Bybit tutorial up top. I do have 2 links down below, Prime XBT and Bybit. If you use my links, you get a sign up bonus. Prime XBT is 35%. Bybit is a $90 bonus. So check it out if you're interested. Just be careful, guys. Don't do extremely high leverage. And if you're not used to trading, I would try a testnet first. So just my opinion on that. Anyways, looking at the daily. So on the daily chart, we have been looking at these targets. Like I showed you in the thumbnail, and I'll take a look at that real quick, which is a good possibility that we could be looking at and it's way too early to tell, guys. I'm not calling this. I'm just saying look for it, watch for it. We had this peak over here at 10.5, right? And if we drew a line all the way across there, we have a 10.5 target to test that neckline again. And then do we come back down, retest this line, this top of this trend line that we broke out of, and then swing around, come back? That is the question. But this is just something to watch here, guys. It could form. And if we'll take a look at Litecoin, it's kind of looking like the same thing. But anyway, I'm going to go back over to the daily, and we're going to look at our measured moves here. That 10.5 also lines up with the breakout of this white. Let me zoom in so you can see it. Also lines up with the breakout of this white rising wedge that we've been watching. We've had this target for a while, and that would get us up to around that 10.5 range, which also lines up with the old resistance here. And that's what I'm saying. If we break it, obviously that'd be pretty bullish, make a new high here and continue up. But if we do get rejected, we could be looking to form a possible inverse head and shoulders. Obviously, like I said, it's way too early to tell, but I do just want to put that out there. Also, I want to remind you that 5,400 is the 0.786, which I believe would be as low as we would go if we dropped any more. I do think this was the bottom. I do think this was a stop hunt from this wick over here. Just my opinion. So our target has almost hit at the 91.27, and that being the target of, actually it should be a little bit lower than that. I am going to adjust that today. So let's adjust our line. But that's measuring this falling wedge here. Or falling channel. I'm sorry, with the support on this white line. Support on this white line. Resistance on this one. Man. But yeah, it gets us up to around the 9,100. I'm going to move this down just a little bit. Around the 9,100 range. That's still my target for right here. Unless we have been rejected for last time here. But if we look at the EMAs, even on the daily, they are super bullish, guys. Our 8 and our 13 have crossed the 200, and our 21 is looking to cross now, which if it does, I believe that will give us a hell of a push up. We may get a small correction here. Keep in mind, if we do come back down to retest this top of this wedge here, And if we look at the top of this wedge here, lining up with the 200 EMA would be around the 8,200. So keep an eye out for that. If we do correct hard, look for a bounce at the 8,200. Worst case temporarily is back down to this 7,700, 7,600 range, which would retest the breakout back here. Let's look at the RSI, and then we're going to look at the RSI in the daily RSI in Litecoin too. But first we'll go over to the 4-hour targets. But anyways, looking at where we're at right now, and this is what I said, we could be looking at some seriously bullish action or a major correction, and what to look for to see that. But looking at this falling channel here that we broke out of right over here, and then we have a white rising channel which we are testing the top of now. If we can get above this and close the daily above that, guys, super bullish. That is extremely bullish. We'll look at some targets, but that's what I'm looking at with that. Now let's look at the 4-hour here, and I've been watching this RSI for a while. We'll get into that in a second. I was watching that rising broadening wedge, and we did get below it, and we were testing the bottom of it. Now it closes this, it'll close before this video's up, but it's looking bearish, more to the bearish side, but it doesn't have to be, and I'll show you why. So let's look at these targets real quick. So looking at the first one at 95, that would be these white lines right here is forming a broadening wedge, or I'm sorry, a rising wedge. And the breakout of this white line right here, which is going to be around the 9,100. If we break above that 9,100, I'd be looking for the 95 area, 95.5. And then the next target above that would be looking at this as a flagpole, this being a bull flag. Putting it up, if we were to break that 9,100, we'd be, the first target would be 95. If we could break above that, get support, next target would be 98. And then ultimately I'd be looking for that 10.5 range. And I would expect pretty serious rejection there, but I do want to point out this falling channel here. The breakout from where we broke out, if we remain support above this, if this old resistance becomes support and we get up to this 11.9 area, that will be huge. But remember, back here we talked about the 11.1. So if we broke above that and got support on this triangle before that, if we broke above that 0.618 and then got support on it, that would be amazing, start of an amazing bull run in my opinion. Let's look at the 4-hour RSI now. Well, sorry about that. First, and sorry if I'm wishy-washy, I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, guys. But I want to take a look at this too as a rising wedge in orange that we've been watching. And there's some measured moves I want to take a look at here. And that isn't it. I don't know where my measured move went, so I will make another one. So if we go from the widest point of the wedge right here down, and we move that over, if we were to break this top, guys, this will be this top resistance line that we broke above. If we break below that, go to test it, and it does not support us, that would be a break of this rising wedge, which would give me the target of about 72 to 7,300. And if you see this line I have right here, that would make this a rising broadening wedge, which technically is bearish. So if we broke below this 72, then my target would be right around that 5,500 to 5,400. If it stopped at 5,500, that would probably be front running the 5,400 at the 0.786. I hope that makes sense to you. But if we did break that 72.81, I know we could still get support at this bottom 64, but I believe if this broke, we would take the measured move all the way down to the 5,500. Now looking at it in the bullish case, where we already broke out right here, that's where I was talking about gets us that 10.5. And I'm pretty strict on my trend lines, guys. I like to go off just the wicks. I know a lot of people use the bodies. And once the wicks break through, most of the time we end up breaking all the way through and continuing up. It's just weakening this resistance. And that's why I believe it's happening. But like I said, keep in mind that 86, around the 86.50 to 80, between 86 and 87, depending on where we hit this top support line, old resistance become new support. If that's to break, then I see us coming down to the 72.81 area. And not straight down. I'm sure there'll be stops in between. You know, we'll hit the 55 EMA, the 200 EMA. But I do believe that'll be most likely where we're headed if we break this top of this falling channel here. So let's take a quick look at Litecoin. And then here's what I wanted to show you in Litecoin's RSI. As you can see, we broke out of this, came back down and got support in the daily. And I talked about that yesterday. If it was to do that, that would be pretty damn bullish. And we have done that. We are also, and this may change by the time I'm done with this video, but we're also above the 200 EMA right here on the daily and getting support right now, which is pretty damn bullish, guys. As long as we can maintain support above that, we're definitely looking at our 66 target, 66 to 66.50, and that's the break. That's, I don't know what this line was off of. Hold on a second. I think that came off my 4 hour. But anyway, the break of this rising broadening wedge here, 66 is the target. If you look at our 4 hour, we hit our target dead on yesterday, which was that 62.61. We actually went a little higher. We went to 63.22. So we overshot it a little less than a buck, but nevertheless, we did hit our target. And like I said, next target would be 6,600. We could also look at this as a flagpole, this being a bull flag, and getting all the way up to the $68 range. But as of right now, I'm not looking at that. I do have a high target of 78, and that's looking at this. If you look at these white lines, a falling wedge here with the breakout right down here, we do the measured move, and that gets us to 78. But like I said, as of right now, I'm looking at the 66, and reason being, that's the old resistance here. And just like in Bitcoin, is it possible that we could be seeing an inverse head and shoulders here, just like we seen, or we may be seeing in Bitcoin? But anyways, that's what I'm looking at. Let's look at that 4 hour RSI now. This was pretty interesting too. Actually, yeah, let me zoom in here. And as you can see, we have broken below this a little bit, but we've popped back up in it. This is the 4 hour. We have a half hour to close. So we'll see if it drops back down below. If it does, that'll match up with Bitcoin's 4 hour RSI looking bearish. Like I said, we broke out of that falling wedge. The only way that could turn bullish from here, and it is possible, is start creating hidden bullish divergence, which is lower lows in the RSI, higher highs in the price action, which we are doing right now. So like I said, it's still definite possibility, guys, that we're still bullish here. But do keep in mind that $86 to $8,700 area, if we break that, we're most likely headed down to the 72 zone. Back over to Litecoin. Yeah, so if this 4 hour closes below here, we get resistance. That's probably bearish there. We may be coming down for another correction. And Litecoin's retest, I would say, would be in between the $55 and the $56 range to retest support on this line here. We also have this old resistance became new support, which gave us our measured move of the 66 also. That is the other. If we break below the 49.50 area, that's when I get really bearish on Litecoin. But other than that, that's what I'm seeing, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you click the CryptoSavy logo above my head to get you subscribed to the channel. Tick the notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos. Smash those likes, leave your comments, and don't forget to check out the affiliate links down below. They really help the channel out. Doesn't cost you anything. Actually, some of them you get some discounts and free crypto. So definitely check them out. I'm out of here. Take it easy. Goodbye.